As I conclude my journey at the University of Ontario Institute of Technology in the Faculty of Education, I sit here and ponder, what does it all mean? I know I came into the faculty thinking I would be provided with instructions on how to teach, the do's and don'ts of teaching, and of course, how to perfectly execute classroom management. Little did I know that Dr. Diana Petrarca had other plans. Asking questions has always been something I have struggled with, both as a learner and as a teacher, for fear of not wanting to sound less than and be mocked for it. As I finish the last leg of my journey, I have come to realize that my vision of teaching and learning is still turning. I am not leaving the faculty with all the answers, and in fact, just as Diana used to respond to our pertinent questions with more questions, I find myself doing the same. Only now I am not so daunted by it. In fact, having more questions makes me feel like I'm on the right road, because if I had all the answers, what fun would it be? I'd probably end up being bored, and no one wants to be bored. Teaching and learning are not separate entities. In fact, if I have learned anything, it's that they are partners. As I head into my third and final practicum, I take with me the knowledge that yes, I am finally a teacher, and that my journey in learning is not over. I will be surrounded by an amazing associate teacher who prides herself on integration, inclusion, differentiated instruction, and my most favorite, creativity. Her and I share a love of teaching, but we also share a love of learning. My vision does not stop with what I believe about teaching and learning, but instead extends to my new teaching partners, my grade 2s and 3s, and what they will offer to my learning and eventually to my teaching. I am not an expert, I'm a mere pawn in the game of education, and if I do not continue to forge relationships with my future partners, I will not only disappoint them, but I will disappoint myself. While I waded through UIT's Faculty of Education over the past 4 semesters, my vision has taken many wrong turns, but in all the chaos that is learning, it has also persevered and matured. I started off dreading creating that billion-page lesson plan, but found that the better prepared I was, the better my lessons went. I had come to terms with the fact that I may not possess all the knowledge there is to know about a subject, and that if I give my students the opportunity to share, I often learn something new along the way. I have had 2 successful practicums in grades 3 and 4 and a successful internship at a Montessori school. I have a background in early childhood studies, so one would think I would most definitely have all the answers. I know you're not surprised, but I don't. All I can say is that I have experienced the benefits of different learning opportunities and seen the benefits of differentiating instruction. And although I was told in September that I look like a teacher, I can honestly tell you now that I feel like a teacher. I'm ready to take on 100% teaching time and to knock the socks off my future interview panel with all that I have learned and experienced. Looking forward into my first year of teaching, some goals I have set for myself that I believe to be concrete and actually achievable are to foster and grow my classroom management skills. What better place to practice than in a classroom where rules and regulations have already been set? The reality of my first year in teaching will be as a supply teacher, so the challenges I face will most definitely assist me in my classroom management mantra. Hopefully, I'll be able to incorporate technology and win over my students by being the cool supply teacher because I allowed them to use their devices. Why try to beat them when I can collaborate with them? A second goal will be to maintain the well-being of not only my students but of myself. Teachers, especially me, have a hard time turning ourselves off once the school day is done. If I have taken away anything from Dr. Jen Lafayette's classes, it is that my mental health directly affects the mental health of those around me. And I want my students to be happy and healthy, which means that I need to be in the same condition. My goal is to take 10 minutes a day for myself so that I may relax and refresh my outlook so I don't become a machine. I will get out of what I put into it. My third and final goal will be to build my knowledge and skills as a teacher and to continue my learning in everything I do. In the words of the Magic School Bus's Miss Frizzle, take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. I often wonder if my future students are going to know who she was. But if they don't, then I'm going to make it my mission as a teacher to become someone that they will remember, just as fondly as I remember Miss Frizzle. As the last leg of my journey finally comes to an end, I'd like to highlight another journey I've embarked on this year, and that is an adventure in kindergarten. Lots is changing in education, but a major focus has been on those formative early years and the implementation of the full-day kindergarten program. It's funny how this ended up happening because not only was my kindergarten experience different from what it will look like today, but my journey has taken me back to my very own elementary school where I attended kindergarten. The journey I took to get me where I am today was bumpy and full of bruises, but as I embark on my final practicum in the place where my learning started, you have to wonder if it was all meant to be.